The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yo, how's it going? Happy Friday night. We're here on Fever Pitch once again. We've got two characters on here. Wish you guys we would have been recording about 5 minutes ago. We've got some great conversation on here. To my left, we have
Amanda Fernandez. How's everyone doing tonight?
And to my right,
Lexton Moy. Good evening.
yeah, Lexton Moy. You probably don't recognize him because he's got a lot of hair now. I'm sure for my little Chinaman's grown something on his head. So let's get right into it. First, we want to congratulate for all you guys that kept tweeting me and for the guy who tweeted me from 3 different accounts, the same person. You didn't win. But Joel DeBao was the winner last week of the Mizuno boots. So Joel, whenever you get the chance, get in touch with me and we'll get you your prize. So let's start. This is the gorgeous Amanda. She is now my new co-host. So let's get a little background on Amanda. She's a football player as well. That's why she was picked, actually. She had edge on everybody else. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started playing football at the age of 13, so a little late. And I started in a club team called Makati Football School with Tomas Lozano. I played there for a bunch of years with boys, actually. I started with guys. And it was some of the most horrific moments of my entire soccer career. But, I can't thank them enough for, how much I developed after that. But let's move on. And then I also played for the Assumption College varsity team, ISM, and then I did Gothia years 2001 and 2002. Some of the best moments of my life were on there. And I played club soccer for the University of San Diego, and right now I play for Sikat FC.
And didn't you find that team?
I did. I started the team a year and 7 months ago, so I'm really excited to still be managing.
So Amanda will be here a lot now. She's going to be the new co-host. Now we get to focus a lot on women's football. That's
yes, super important. I feel
she feels that's what she brings. That's what she gets to bring to the table. So that's Amanda. So she's a little nervous tonight, but we'll help her get out of that little shell. And then we got my little Chinaman here on my right.
So Amanda, you manage, you found the team, managed, and you play.
I do.
Lex is trying to take over the show.
Ultimate superstar.
He's trying to ask me the
Lex is trying to take over the show.
I was wondering because that's quite remarkable.
Okay, so anyway, Lex, yes.
No, I wanted to clarify that because that's really remarkable. You don't get to see that too often.
That's true.
And especially for the growing sport in the country for women's football. Mm-hmm. I have to really say that's really cool.
Thank you, Lex.
Do you think women's football is going to get far in the Philippines?
I think that if people continue to start their own club teams, which is what the main reason why I started my team was to be like an inspiration to a lot of women out there, to show you guys that you can start your own team, you can be competitive, and like as a result of everybody kind of starting their own team, the level of women's football, the standards are actually going to be uplifted. That's kind of why
You go, girl. Go, girl. Power to the women. So, Lex, this is Lexton Moy, one of my former teammates, my little Chinaman here. Tell us about yourself, Lex. What are you up to these days?
All right, so like Jonah said, former player for KFC and teammates of Jonah, and former player for the Philippine national team, the Azkals. And I want to thank you guys for having me here today.
It's nice. Lex, how long ago did you leave the Philippines?
I think just about a year ago, after playing my first season with Kaya, my girlfriend and I, Cooper, we decided to head back to Hong Kong to pursue our careers there. But I was happy to say that I had a chance to come back and play for the club during the Cup, which was a short break back, reuniting with the club. So. Finished the Cup and left about 7 months ago. Yeah, 8 months ago.
I miss you, man.
I know, I miss the team so much. Yeah.
I miss you. Yeah. So, Lex, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Chinatown, New York City.
Chinatown.
Yeah, Chinatown,
No
heart of the
way.
Big Apple. Yeah, Lower East Side. Born and raised. Grew up playing soccer there on the concrete fields of Columbus Park, looking up at my elders and the older uncles in the Chinese community who gathered to play soccer there throughout the generations. So I'm very proud and fortunate to have been raised there and grown up playing there.
But what age did you start playing?
There we go, Amanda. You got the hang of it. There you go.
I want to say my dad started taking me out to the park as young as I could, walk basically.
Wow.
But I wouldn't say I started playing soccer then. I didn't start when I was like 4 or 5. I'm not even sure if I could walk. I was walking by then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to say he took me out and started playing when I was about 7 or 8. And then it just continued and flourished from there.
Now, was your dad a former soccer player himself?
Yeah, he's always been involved in the sport. Like I said, he came over to Chinatown when he was younger and found a group of Chinese immigrants
Right.
who were playing, and
Right.
that was like their bond, their club, and really what linked the cultural connection with the sport. So
That's great.
It was really cool that he was able to flourish with the sport.
You gotta hold the mic closer to you, bud.
It was special for him and the community to have such a club where they could unite via the sport.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
So then you went to play college ball in the States.
Yeah. After high school, played first for Rutgers University in New Jersey. Spent 2 years at Rutgers. Actually broke my leg my freshman year there. So that set my career back a little bit, but it was a great learning experience. Rutgers was truly amazing, but I had to move on. I wasn't playing much. It wasn't quite the right fit for me in terms of playing. So I
Like the
tried.
style? The style of
I
playing?
mean, the pool of players was large. I felt like I was maybe inexperienced at that time, and wasn't quite sure how to transition from the player I was into the Division I game.
Right.
So I feel like my transition was a little off. That prompted me to come back to New York, transferred to LIU
Right.
in Brooklyn,
Yes.
and finished my college
I think
career
we've
there.
talked about this before. One of my college teammates, Frankie Judice.
Yeah, Frank Judice,
Did you,
the
he
juice.
transferred from Memphis to LIU.
Yeah, actually, I played with him for a season.
He's a nut job. He's married now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's,
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't kept in touch with Frank, but yeah,
he was crazy.
interesting character.
So then, out of college, where did your football career take you?
So after college, I knew I wanted to take it to the next level. Growing up playing in the States in college with a competitive club team prior to that, I felt like I've traveled the States and experienced soccer on different levels, on varying levels within the States. So I knew I wanted to leave the country. I knew I wanted to pick a place that was foreign, that I could kind of multitask, not only play and excel my level of experience, but also gain some worldly experience, traveling, culture, and people. That was my main goal. So I chose to go to Hong Kong, one, because I'm half Chinese. I thought that would be a good fit because Hong Kong is a big city. It's one of Asia's financial capitals.
Right.
So I knew that transition would be okay. One, because I speak Cantonese, and also coming from the city, I knew transitioning to another city wouldn't be all that difficult. So I chose Hong Kong to play at first, and played the season there in 2009 for a team called Taichung.
Was it difficult finding a team in Hong Kong? I mean, coming from the U.S., what was your connection in Hong Kong?
Like I said, I had some connections from former players who played in
Okay.
Hong Kong before.
Okay.
So they had some leads, but I didn't, upon boarding the plane to landing, I didn't have official tryouts set. Haven't contacted teams where they were welcoming tryouts, or me as a player, they didn't know who this player was coming over. So I
Right.
really had to come over here, go over to Hong Kong and find my way, make phone calls, knock on doors, get tryouts, and really, like make it on my own.
Right.
How tough was that? You know, not.
Yeah, I mean, now that I look back at it, it's definitely worth the experience. Would I do it again the same way? It might be a little bit difficult. When you're younger, I guess leaving your own country,
More hungry.
landing in a totally foreign place where you might have visited just briefly.
Right.
It is quite hard. I mean, I was living in a hostel that was literally the size of a shoebox. When they say shoebox hostels, goodness, I landed in Hong Kong. I booked a couple nights at Chun King Mansion, and if you guys look that up, I mean, that's a zoo. It's like a bazaar, for fake whatever you want to buy. It's
Right.
like a market. It's legit hostel. Like
You didn't know anyone. Like,
I had some leads, but I didn't meet anybody. Like I didn't know people. So yeah, I knocked on doors, called people, and say, hey, listen, this is the type of player I am. These are my credentials. Give me a shot on the pitch. There wasn't a doubt in my mind that the skill and my experience would speak for itself. But sometimes you do need that first step, that first foot in the door.
Foot in the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm happy to say that I did find a team eventually, and played a whole season in the Hong Kong First Division at that time.
How many teams did you try out for before you found?
I was
your
training
team?
with Four-Way Rangers when I first got there, and before we had a chance to negotiate a contract, I felt like maybe I wanted to weigh my options out.
Right.
But it's hard as a player where you're trying out for a team, but how do you tell that team, listen, I want to see what else is out there? It's very hard,
yeah.
like it's almost like once you stop going to training, your tryout ends, so to speak. You can't go out and train with another team to weigh your options out and hope that you could come back for a contract.
Right. It's always a risk, I think, as a player. But as experienced as you were in the States, you said you've been all around and you've tried and tested different teams. I think that you knew best. It was your instinct when you got to Hong Kong to know, like, oh, okay, I've tried out for this team, but I know, like, out there's a better team or a better fit for me.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Kind of like
Lex.
when you're shopping. You're just like, well, you want to make sure everything kind of fits and feels right before you sign or before you follow through with something. So
I like how you used shopping as the analogy.
I love that.
Yes.
Do you like to shop?
Do you like to shop?
Sometimes,
Shopper?
mainly for sports stuff. It's just the best.
So then, Lex, you ended up coming to play for the Azkals. How was that? How was that experience?
Well, yeah. After playing in Hong Kong, we went back home. I spent the year coaching, just regrouping, and decided that, hey, you know what? Because I did this experience and it was so wonderful to play my first year professional overseas. I want to entertain that factor and see where else I could take this. And at the time, I didn't know that I was even eligible for the national team. So
Did you have a passport then?
I did not have a passport at that time. And Nate Berkey, our teammate, Nate Berkey, he was actually the one that introduced me to the idea. And he had picked up to leave for the Philippines, and he said, "Hey Lex, I'm going to go play for this team, Kaya FC, and and I'll be trying out with the national team. And he was like, you should come. And I said, you know what? I'm not even eligible. You know, like I don't have my passport. And at that time, I really didn't know that I could get one. So yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. And obviously, the next level up from professional is international level of play. Yep. And so honestly, at that point, I didn't know that was an option. I didn't know I was eligible for that until speaking to him more. He's like, yeah, you should look into it and get yourself over here because the quality is good and you could contribute. So
Yeah.
I picked up and left for the Philippines.
Yeah, that's great.
I remember when we first met, that was like a big thing for you to do for your mother. So how was that, you know, with your mother? How did she feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely. That meant a lot. Originally, going to Hong Kong was to explore my, Chinese side. To say, hey, look, you're half Chinese. Start in Hong Kong, learn more Chinese, learn more about the culture, and then gain kind of worldly experience with that on top of soccer. So. Philippines naturally came in line with that. When the opportunity came, I said, you know what, I could learn more about my Filipino heritage, my culture, on my mom's side, that I did with my dad's side. You know, use soccer as a ticket to revisit, visit, and learn about who you are and where you came from. So that. I hope that makes her absolutely happy that I could be so proud of that. But it meant a lot to me and
For
and
sure.
the family.
For sure. Your mom should
That's
be
great.
really
So, I mean, now that you've seen, you know, basically you've got in touch with your roots, you know, Chinese side, Filipino side. Now you're making your way back to the States. Do you feel satisfied? Do you feel that you know
Yeah.
everything about yourself? You've learned things about yourself that you didn't know before? Or?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, this is a constant kind of constant cycle of reinventing yourself, of kind of learning about who you really are. We're all looking for our identity and establish, you know, like who we really are to the world.
Right.
So with that being said, I mean, I think I've learned a lot traveling over the last several years in terms of myself, and this process is never ending. So I might go back, I might travel, but everywhere I go, I could guarantee that that'll be a main priority, a main focus, and that value won't change.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
I'm
mean,
really
you lived in the
inspired.
States too, huh?
I did. I was in San Diego.
San Diego, and now you're back here. How's it feel being back here now?
Actually, coming back was a little difficult for me because I could say that I was kicked out. Like my visa expired.
You got deported?
No, 2 months before, or a few weeks before at the actual expiration date. But when I got back here, like all of a sudden my sentiments changed because I'm like, wait a minute, like soccer is so popular now. Because when I left in 2006, like nobody really cared about soccer and especially women's football, and it was so difficult for me to try and come back here thinking like, oh, I'm gonna still continue playing, because over there I played the YMCA, like 2 different indoor teams. I played club soccer, and I played with international people from my school, guys from Dubai, Kuwait, and so I was like, I'm going to miss that. So what's at home? What's waiting for me back home? And then there was this entire boom that I came back to, and I was just like, I'm so excited. And then I played Alaska Cup. I joined Christine Nolan's team, Smooch FC, and then I got injured.
Smooch FC.
I like that.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
that was her former yogurt company, and she used some of the funds there to form her own team for Alaska Cup, and it was really exciting. I was still in the States, and I was like, "Yo, Christine, do you mind if I join your team? I know you went to Brent and I went to IS, but hey, let's go. Like, I really want to
Let's
play."
put our differences aside.
And I got really, really injured in Alaska Cup, and on the way to Ateneo, because she's her tita's Dr. Canlas. It was so traffic. It took us 3 hours from Makati to get to Ateneo, and during the ride there, we decided, yo, let's form our own team, and let's make it serious. Let's be serious about practice. None of this like once a week or maybe once every other week sort of thing. We wanted to formalize it, and so we came up with the idea of coming up with a semi-professional team. Unfortunately, she wanted to kind of manage Pinay football, which is the website idea that we came up with, and now Sikat FC is playing in this league that she's entirely managing on her own, and it's called the Pinay Football League. So, in just a year's time, or just because of my injury, 3 hours in the car, we came up with two solid ideas that I think is currently changing the status of women's football in the country. So I'm so passionate about women's football.
That is amazing, because you see the development of women's football in the States.
Yes, and USD, the college I went to, their first division, and they're ultra competitive. And my dorm was right in front of the field, and I would just watch the girls there. And the captain of the team was Filipino. She was my height. I was that could totally be me. Yeah, she was dark, like really, like tan compared to all the other girls there.
Dark, like tan.
Like golden. Golden.
Like sun-kissed, very sun-kissed. And I would just watch outside my window, and I was like, well, I gave up soccer for my education. I just wanted to take college more seriously, because leaving the Philippines, I played for 3 different club teams, like MFS, my high school team IS, and then the NCRFA team with Coach Hans. So I got burnt out, I'm not gonna lie, but when I came back, I was just so excited, and I'm gonna try and take Sika to like the next level. Hopefully the opportunity.
I know there's talk about like a professional women's league. There's a lot of talk about that, right?
I know, but right now, sadly, they're prioritizing. Not sadly, but sad for me, because I'm
watch what you say there. Watch what you're about to say.
Well, the youth team is in development right now, so the women, the opportunity for women to kind of join the UFL, I think, is on hold. I think.
I see. Right. Because the UFL is starting up so much.
They are
developmental stuff,
right.
And with time scheduling, just to schedule a field. You know how hard it is in the Philippines, so to host another league.
Yes.
So.
Well, this is great that both of you are leaving your footprint, women's football, and then Lex has got some other projects going on here. Lex, what are some of these projects you're leaving behind here? Tell us about them.
What are you referring to?
What is it? Payatas?
Oh, okay, yeah. So the I thought you said products.
No.
I didn't realize I had a whole line of products here.
You are a solid actor.
Hair products. You're leaving some hair products behind.
Actually, this is just a hat. I can take this off and change to a new one later. When we came to the Philippines, we were really interested in not only gaining cultural experience and experience in other country, but we wanted to be able to contribute and see the kind of things that were going on, and how we could help, and not only come and see and take from the country and see, and like we wanted to.
You wanted to give back
we
as well.
wanted to give back as well, and be able to help in some kind of way, and just by chance, the first week we were there, I was there. Nate's mom had introduced me to Naomi, who is one of the co-founders at Fairplay for All Foundation, which is also the home of Payatas FC, their youth development program.
Okay.
So right off the bat, I got in touch with them and knew and was interested that I can be a part of something and really go to Payatas, which is one of Manila's largest dump sites.
Right.
And really see what's happening over there and interact with the kids and really take in what Fairplay for All Foundation is doing for these kids.
Right.
So Roy and Naomi together founded this foundation, this organization, and is helping the street kids in Payatas.
That's great.
That's awesome. When I first got here, I went to a Corinthians Garden.
Yeah.
And I saw them playing on that dirt field, and half those kids were not wearing shoes, but they were ballers. Like they were taking PK's shoe, like they were getting stepped on. I think like 3 of them broke their arms and they were still playing. I was like, dude, it's amazing. Nate took me there when I first got here.
Yes,
They had, like a little tournament.
I'm very lucky to say actually that during their first tournament as Payatas FC and the kids going to an official competition, they've been training for a while, in the barangay gym or, the
So
the
concrete.
hardcore
It was concrete. Oh, okay.
And this was their first time they entered an organized competition against other kids, uniforms, fields, line fields, goals, and it was an exciting time for them. And it was exciting for me because this was their first. And I got to see their first tournament.
Yes.
They did tremendous. Like you said, these kids are playing bare feet.
Yeah. Dude, their jerseys were like dresses on them. Like
Yeah.
they had these huge
Oversized,
jerseys.
yes.
It was ridiculous.
Right.
But,
They
for
were
them, they're
donated
really
jerseys.
proud to even
Yeah, they were
get to wear a
ballers.
jersey.
They were super good. They were really
Exactly. And the thing that's most remarkable and motivating for me is the fight that they have. Like Coach Roy always tells them, never give up. Never give up. And you know what? When they go out there, you can tell they're kids. They're having fun. They're
Right.
competing because they enjoy competing. So that was just a tremendous experience.
How
for
many
me.
kids are there? 'Cause I remember they were all packed into like one jeepney.
Yeah,
And
I
there
think
was,
they
like-
housed two teams at that time, and now it's only growing. They have a couple girls teams as well now. That the interest in girls football is great.
2 7-a-side teams or 11-a-side?
I believe they're small-sided teams.
Small-sided.
Small-sided teams, but I believe they split up the teams due to the age groups, and they have a girls program now.
Nate and I that day they were all packed in this jeepney, and I was like, dude, I don't know how. Like, it was so hot, and they're like, get in. So me and Nate, we couldn't fit, so we rode on the back of the jeepney, like on the highway, and dude. And then I found out that was not like the smartest thing to do in the Philippines. So we were just
No,
like hanging
that's-
from the back.
That's not the smartest thing to do, but you see it happen a lot.
Yeah,
Isn't it
I see it
illegal?
all the time.
Isn't it illegal?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but I've done it a couple of times.
Dude, Nate,
you
I-
have the jeepney and you're just like, we got to get on this one.
Yeah.
And you're holding on. In fact, I mean,
Dude.
this is fun for us because we're like, you'd get arrested in the States or a ticket
Yeah,
if you
for
did that.
For sure,
Hook me
for
up. I'm
sure.
in. I'm in.
Dude, Nate and I were like hanging on the back. We're like taking pictures. Like, dude, we're gonna lose our phones. It's alright. We didn't care. It was so the kids
I
were
gotta
loving
take
it.
this picture.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta Instagram that thing.
Actually, the first time we did that was from the fort where Nate and I were staying to the Polo Club. So we're just
not too far.
Not too far.
4-minute
So we're just like,
drive.
all right, it's scary. We don't know the jeepney system. Let's do it there. And here I am with Nate taking pictures off the back early morning for early practice, and we miss our stop.
Ooh.
Yeah, we were like, I think we just passed it. Oh, no. And then we do stop. And we jump off, and we had to walk
You
back
had to walk all the
so
way back.
far.
No way.
Warm up.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
warm up,
Warm up.
exactly.
That's awesome. So before we go, we're gonna go to commercial break. But when we get back, Lex is gonna show us a video. You want to tell us a little bit about the video before we hit this commercial break?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, we're involved with Payatas. We support them and what they're doing. The kids there. Cooper and I decided to run our first marathon. So I'm not.
That's
I'm not a
crazy.
marathon runner,
Yeah.
but we decided to make it extra special and do it for a cause, which we created called Run Beyond Borders, and we chose Payatas FC and Fairplay for All Foundation for our first project to fundraise for, and we did the marathon in hopes to raise enough money to buy them a jeepney.
Really?
awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, so we figured they needed a vehicle to get to and from competitions, and they needed one just to get out of Payatas.
Right.
Going shopping for food, to feed the kids.
Amanda can take them shopping.
Yeah.
You can go jump on the jeepney with them.
Yeah. On the
Ooh,
back.
that would be my first experience on the back.
On the back of the
I mean, I've
jeepney?
ridden on top. Now
Ooh.
that's a solid
That's
experience.
jeepney surfing. I don't know if that's actually
I
legal.
don't know if you're allowed to do that.
No, that's not
Puerto
allowed.
Galera, guys. Puerto
So did you
Galera.
train for that marathon, or you just went straight into it?
Yes, we started training, but Cooper ran into some health problems, and it became a little dangerous to train at the pace that we wanted to go at. With her not feeling too good, and with me with a slight IT band injury, I couldn't put on as many miles as I wanted to stick to the training program that we did. So we backed off the training program. We said, listen, health, safety comes first. Let's just plan to finish the marathon. Our target time of 3 hours and 30 minutes is extremely ambitious for a first-time marathon.
Jesus Christ.
And, so we were training at that pace up until that point. So we backed off and we just decided, hey, this is for fun. This is not competitive. And most importantly, this is for the charity. This is for the cause. We remember what we're doing this for.
Right.
So with that in mind, we have something special to show you guys
So show a video.
after.
How much is a jeepney?
Good question.
How much is a
Good
jeepney?
question.
Well, after doing the research, you could get used jeepneys, or you could get
The brand new
the
ones.
brand new ones, which cost extreme amounts
Of how
money.
much? Of
Pesos.
From what I've looked up, it was 500,000 pesos for starting for a brand new, and then of course your used ones will go down from there. So our goal was just, hey, let's be ambitious. Let's shoot for the moon. Let's go. Put the
Always the
number
best, Lex.
500,000,
Always the best.
which is our goal. And as of today, we are halfway.
Nice.
So
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, hate to cut you off, but we have to go to a commercial break. When we get back, we're going to see Lex's video, and we'll talk more with my little Chinaman over here.
So
Sweet.
excited.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with a game Chubby Bunny, but
Wait.
have you played Chubby Bunny before?
No.
You put a marshmallow in your mouth, you say Chubby Bunny, and you keep putting it in your mouth, and you keep
Okay.
saying Chubby Bunny.
Okay,
Whoever
let's
can
do it.
fit the most in their mouth wins. But we're not gonna say Chubby Bunny. We're gonna have a conversation.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you, okay ka na ba?
Okay.
And you're gonna be like, okay na, okay na.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go.
2 at a time.
Okay, we're gonna do this time. Okay ka na ba? What?
Okay, no. Okay, no.
Good.
I just saw it.
Okay ka na ba?
Okay, no. Okay, no.
Okay ka na ba?
Okay, no. Okay, no.
What? Okay. No, we love this question.
What show?
That show!
It's a show.
You know, that show!
It's that show, pare.
Oh, that show. Oh. Yeah, that show's cool. We talk about
Oh, what does this look like?
vagina and
Like a double blowjob!
vagina.
Who is the asshole that decided to shave this shit off the entire planet?
Sometimes we like to talk about
It's like when you guys like a high-fiving on a girl and then you're doing her in the butt and you're doing her in the mouth. High five, bro.
vagina. Vaginas.
And you're jacking off really intensely, but like massaging your balls and shit.
I'm not talking about a Chewbacca, man. I'm just talking about a nice little,
Vaginas.
And don't miss that spot, like the cowper's gland. It's like in between your balls and your asshole. Go, but not me, because I'm a guy.
Yeah, that's a cool show. You should watch it. I think we're on Tuesdays.
2. We're back, and we're gonna check out this video. Lex, introduce this video for us, please.
All right, so like I was saying, we started our what am I trying to say? we entered into our first marathon for a cause, and I decided, you know what, to shed light on the cause and what we were doing, and it's our first marathon. I wanted to capture the experience. I wanted to capture from start to finish, shedding light on our sponsors.
The mic up there.
And the people involved in making this happen to reach our goal. So, without further ado, this is what I came up with.
Put his heart and soul into this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Video by Little Chinaman. Alex, that is a great video.
Amazing video,
Awesome.
Lex.
Thank you. Thank
you are
you.
a very talented man with a lot of hair on your head. Yeah, that is a great video.
Appreciate that.
Do you want to tell guys if they want to help?
Yeah, so like the video said, our physical challenge is complete. We finished the marathon, but our fundraising has really just begun. We're about halfway through to our fundraising goals of 500,000 pesos, and so yeah. If you are inspired in any way or would like to contribute, you could visit the links, soccerpeers.com/One Beyond Borders and click donate. All the information's there about the foundation, about our run. You could find information on everything that we do, and hopefully you could contribute to something really special.
Dude, I'm like lost for words of that video. That's very touching. If I had 500,000 pesos, I'd definitely give them to you.
No need
Sure.
to say anything, my friend. Click donate
Click donate.
on our site, and you would have said enough.
Dude, anything helps, huh?
Anything helps.
Guys, anything helps. Anything. 50
And-
pesos, 100 pesos, 500,000 pesos, anything helps.
And I also want to add, tomorrow's actually...
Smile on his face.
I was
He's like, yeah, 500,000, that'd be great.
Good job. We could get them too. No, but tomorrow's actually a very special day for the foundation. They're actually relocated, found a new property that's bigger to house and help more kids. So their impact on the community will be that much greater. And
awesome.
the event tomorrow is basically their way of saying thank you to all the people that have been a part of the cause and their support. So they're having their grand official opening of the new drop-in center. That's Fairplay for All Foundation and Payatas FC. It's a new drop-in center in Payatas.
Nice. Are you going to be going to that event tomorrow?
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss that for anything.
Great. Amanda, are you going to donate any money?
I would like to, and I would like to try and get people to donate as well.
Absolutely,
Sure.
and donations are just a small part of it as well. Like you could contribute and help and volunteer. You could donate clothes and football gear and really
You know
help
what?
out in
If,
a lot of different other ways.
I would like to contact the person, Naomi, you said.
Yes,
she's
Naomi
in charge.
and Roy, yes.
Naomi and Roy, if Sika FC can come and do like a clinic there for the
Ooh, there we
kids,
go.
right?
Absolutely, yeah,
Or
that
have,
would
like,
be
a
amazing.
tournament for them, and I
Yeah.
could just find sponsors to fund the tournament, so they can
Wow.
have their second tournament.
Exactly. Well, they've since played several
Playa.
Or
tournaments
Payatas
already.
FC versus the Smoky Mountain Kids, because
Yeah.
I know the
Like different affiliation. This is what this is
That
all
would be
about. It's
great.
connecting dots,
Yes.
sharing inspiration, and really what motivates us as players and managers of teams to organize such things
Playa
for,
too,
for,
playa.
for underprivileged kids and
For
giving back to
sure.
the community.
For
so
sure.
that would be amazing. This is great.
That's great news, guys. I'm loving this.
Lex, I'm so
my,
excited.
My heart is like, my heart feels great right now. My heart feels really good. Guys, we're coming. Show's coming to an end, but I got one question for Lex.
Oh no.
Lex, where did this hair come from? Guys, Lex never has hair. I got it. We got to tell us where is this hair coming from?
All right,
Did
all
you
right,
even
the-
know you could grow something like that on your head?
No. All right. Since the time I was younger, my dad was. He was in the military. We had
I'm not gonna mess up your do or anything.
No. We
Ooh.
had one of these really nice clippers that I've used for ages, and I've never had long hair. Never over an inch. And I decided, you know what? This year I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna forget about the awkward stages and the ugly stages and go for it. You know the ugly stages.
Yeah,
we all know
always
that.
Get to that. Oh, the ugly stage.
So actually,
Because
what
I shaved the side of
yeah, I remember.
Oh, see?
she shaved
So
the
I
side
did
of her
have
with-
the awkward, ugly one. So no.
Yeah, you know. So anyway, I found this really cool vintage store, and I was like, I want that one. Boom, that's what you get.
Nice.
No.
Solid.
No,
It's a nice
so,
hat.
yeah. Nice hat.
Nice
Loving
hat.
Yeah, you kind of had something like that when I first met you. It was like,
Oh no, you
shaved to
didn't.
the
Did you just
side.
say she looked like this?
No, she had
Yeah,
that. She
like-
had that
I really
haircut.
did.
She cut the side.
Growing out right
beautiful.
now. Yeah,
She
look
cut
how long-
that-
But I'm gonna be shaving it again really soon.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a
Gangsta.
legit shave with the.
Oh, it was like a 1. It was on.
No, but one of
Gangsta.
those, like Rihanna style.
Rihanna.
That's
soon to
actually
come.
that's actually really what I wanted, but people
You
just
want to be like Rihanna?
Yeah, you can't have a girl's haircut, dude. So I was like, all right, I'll settle for something more acceptable.
All right, guys, our show's coming to an end now. I want to thank Mizuno for sponsoring the show, and I want to thank Progenics, guys. If you're an athlete, I suggest taking Progenics. Look it up online. Very good supplements for all athletes. They got recovery. They got things to build muscle. I take it personally, and it's the most amazing thing ever. Amanda's probably gonna start taking it now. Get bulky. Do you guys got anything you guys want to say to end the show? Any highs? Goodbye. Hi, Cooper. Cooper wasn't able to join us, but she's also a big part of what Lex is doing here. So I want to say hi to Cooper, and not gonna be able to see her, but see her soon, hopefully.
Yes.
And I guess I have to say hi to my boyfriend. Amor.
Boyfriend.
Italo, I miss you, and I wish you were here watching the first show.
Oh, that is
That's
great.
cute.
Isn't that
Oh,
more
this is, I
heartwarming
love
than
it.
The Payatas FC.
That's
thing?
what
This was awesome. I mean, goodness.
That's where the
You want an episode that'll melt your heart?
Yeah.
Here it is.
that's the way to end it. Anything you want to say, Lex?
No, thank you for having me. I'm glad you guys are interested in
sure.
what we're
Thanks
doing.
for being
and
here, Lex.
I'm very privileged to be
And
able
if you
to
guys
come
would
on
like
tonight.
to continue to see Amanda on the show, let's hear about it on Twitter. What you guys thought about her first show with us? And if you don't like her, it's all right. We'll give her the boot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, she's here to stay.
Guys,
But
take it easy. It's my first episode.
I think you did a great job. I think she did a great job.
I think she did
She
absolutely
came in here and she
wonderful.
sat in the corner.
I did.
'Cause she was dead nervous, and then she sat over there in the chair, and then we had to beg her to come sit on the couch because the show's about to start. And you finally made your way over, and you did a great job. Good work. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Lex, thanks for coming. Hope that hair keeps growing.
It shall.
Best of luck with everything, and
Thanks.
love you, man. Miss
Love
you.
you too,
Miss you,
buddy.
my little China man. All right, guys. Well, there will not be an episode next week. Our next episode will be on August 9th, so keep looking out on Twitter. You guys want to get your Twitter. If you guys want to help Lexton out, you can tweet him at
Lexton Moy.
Lexton Moy. If you want to talk to Amanda, you can tweet Amanda at
A Fernandez 10.
A Fernandez 10. Amanda, you want to give I want to thank Mac 2 Group. They're also helping Lex out. Also LBC, who's also helping Lex. I want to thank you guys a lot. And we want to thank Beyond the Box.
Thank you, Beyond the Box.
Thanks, Beyond the Box. All right, guys, have a safe Friday night and stay out of the rain. Don't get wet.
Don't
Love
get
you guys.
sick. Take care.